King of the Pit TV. Fair warning. Van Halen. 9 tracks. Devoted to Zach, who recommended this on the Patreon. Thank you very much, Zach. What more shall be said? Shall we jump in? Mean Street is track number 1. We're listening to the remaster. Let's go! I have enjoyed our Van Halen listen-throughs up until this point, so hopefully this is no exception. I don't know any of the titles on this record. I'm surprised by the extremity of the panning in the mix. I've got the guitar all the way to the left-hand side. Bass is a little more frontal, but to the right, but is a little more frontal. Guitar is all the way to the left. Come on. Ba-da-da-da. Let's go. Got a little espresso martini. Good timing. Good timing. Let's go. I'm not going to rush to make it the be-all and end-all, because we've just started the record. But as far as the elements Eddie Van Halen is giving us now, given Eddie's the guitarist, right? Because there's 2 Van Halens in the band, is there not? There's Eddie and there's... let's have a quick dig. Who else is in the band? There's Alex Van Halen as well. So... his performance and his freestyling, whilst allowing it still remain within the realms of song structure, he performs like Hendrix. You can tell one from the other because they both have different quirks and different ways of playing, but the free form and comfort upon the fretboard to be able to be so fluid is very alike. And I would argue Jimmy Page is in there as well. Definitely Jimmy Page, Van Halen, Hendrix. I think they all fall within the same categorization, you know? And it's funny how people really like these guitarists. and appreciate their talent. Because I'm a guitarist, first and foremost, for years upon years on end. And I've grown up with guitars and I can differentiate one from the other. But I find it an acquired taste to listen to these more free-form, adventurous, creative guitarists. I'm surprised that it sort of doesn't go over people's heads, your general populace. And they're like, you know, not more attracted to your more strict, just optimized guitarist. Play the part perfectly, don't push the boundaries, don't be too expressive. Just sort of organize themselves on the level that is just marketable. And leave it there, optimize that. Nice chords, nice intervals, perfect. Ed Sheeran, do you know what I mean? As opposed to actual freeform creative. It seems like it would be more of an acquired taste, you know. So, between you and me, if you're into this style of guitar work and this style of artistry and musician craft and whatnot, and you aren't necessarily a musician yourself, I just want to say this to me is the equivalent of being a fan of the classical musics, being a fan of the high Renaissance arts, being a fan of, you know, being an actual, you know, the equivalent to tasting fine wine and stuff like this, because this is a clear form of artistry in the musical sense, right? It's all art at the end of the day, but the way it's packaged, do you know? Because we can look at modern art, we can look at creativity sent to the nth degree, where it's just like undecipherable and it's just nonsense essentially, right? But this is packaged in the way of a Leonardo, where you can make sense of it and it's palatable. But one must be, you know, an actual consumer of the fine arts. And I'm not saying Leonardo's like fine art, of course, but well, he is, but, you know, I don't know much about visual art. I can't tell you about painters and stuff like that. I just know about music. You know? I know what I'm trying to get across. Give me a break, yeah? It's a compliment.
See, a gun is real easy in this desperate part of town. Turns you from hunted into hunter. Go and hunt somebody down. Wait a minute now.
Warner Records.
Lord, strike that poor boy down.
Okay, decent start to the record. Gave us an introduction of what we're to experience as far as like the studio production is concerned. I didn't think it was the best Van Halen tune I've heard in my life. Gave us plenty of room for discussion, which is good. But I think, you know, there are some great Van Halen numbers out there, and we've listened to a few on this channel at this point. So I'm hoping to, you know, if we remained at this consistency, I'd be happy. But I wanna hear some energy, you know. I don't want to be chilling out. I want to hear some energy. We got Dirty Movies coming up next. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. King of the Pit TV. Fair Warning by Van Halen is the record. Track 2 of 9 is entitled Dirty Movies. Let's jump in, shall we? I had a dirty movie at one time. I bought a magazine and it got a free DVD with it. That DVD actually gave you nudity, but it gave you some soft stuff, you know, in relation to what they could give you. And then there was a plug inside of it. It's like, bruh, I bought the product, I bought the magazine, I got a DVD, and now you're selling me where to get more material. It was complete fucking con. Who owns the porn industry? You know? Whoever it is, they want to milk a lot of money out of you. I ended up getting that CD found. I was a young boy. I shouldn't have had the magazine sold to me, in all fairness, but they sold it to me. Good times. Good times. I also enjoy visiting when possible. Well, I say when possible. I'm not a frequent fucking person, but with girlfriends in the past and stuff, I have visited sex shops for like the joke of it. Not strictly sex shops, but like old school adult magazines and DVD, like proper CD shop fronts and so forth. Very enjoyable. Well, I say shop fronts. I should say it's all in the back, innit? All of the good stuff. It's a good day out. I recommend it. It's a good day out. Anybody, bro? I'm not talking too much. This is real life. Has anybody been to a sex store before? Right? They're all like corporate. You're not coming. You know what I mean? That's why I emphasized on seedy. You know, there's a difference between a seedy magazine shop and like an actual sex store where they try to do things professional. Bruh, you're there just having a gander, having a deep. And it's like, I'm fortunate enough to not be the most socially insecure person of all time, but imagine people who just want to be left alone. The amount of sales pressure they apply upon you when you're in them store. Did you know you can get 2 for free? Did you know you can get 2 for free? Would you like this additional? Would you, bruh? I'm giving you an insight into my shadow as it is in relation to what I get up to in the bedroom with my missus. I don't want you to come up to me and assess what I'm looking at. Do you see where I'm coming from? If you know, you know. If you don't know, if you do ever experience it, think about me, yeah? Come on now. Well, let's go. Boom.
Now who's that babe with the fabulous shadow? So obscene, back to me it don't matter. Her movies get down like you won't find in my hometown. They won't believe it when they see what they're seeing. Go see
One may call this blasphemous, but they're both like top tier acts. I find a correlation in the instrumental between this act and the way Guns N' Roses got along together. We got Sinner's Swing coming up next. See you there. Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. King of the Pit TV. I want to tell you something. We're listening to Fair Warning tonight from Van Halen. We're on track 3 of 9 as of so far, which is Sinner's Swing. It was recommended on the Patreon by my friend Zach. Thank you, Zach, for the recommendation. It's nice to get back into Van Halen. I've really enjoyed the last experiences we've had with this act. I like the brevity of their albums. They don't overdo it. They just ensure that it's concentrated, concise, coherent quality. That's what we need more of in music across the board. So, with that being said, this is Sinner's Swing, actually, my apologies. And I've got nothing else to say. Let's jump in. I mean, I could talk all day. Don't get me on a tangent again, people. Don't get me on a tangent. Thing is, right, people say, oh, can you react to that band? Can you react to that? And then half of the recording is me stuttering and buttering about pseudoscience. Although we were talking about sex shops on the last video, so...
Alright, you sinners, swing.
I think this album, if we continue the theme of what we've got, I think this is more of a grower than a shower. I think this is an album that grows on you. I think there's a deeper depth that we're listening to. I'm listening to it just from the external, from the polish, from the glitz and the glamour, which we've had in the past Van Halen experiences. I think this one's got a little more depth to it that sort of grows on you as you continue to listen to it.
Danger in the rearview mirror, there's trouble in the
If we stay with what we've had.
band that's bringing up the rear. The menace is loose again. She looks so fucking good, so sexy and so frail. Something got the bite on me. I'm going straight to hell. And now we're wasting time. Now we're wasting.
Someone's established a discussion in regards to Eddie being possibly the best rhythm player on guitar ever, and somebody says everyone's talking about his tapping crap. It's his rhythm playing that's devastating. You know what? I agree with this comment. Me personally, no matter what guitarist executes this, I think tapping is a novelty. Tapping on the guitar is a novelty. It's limited. It's a quirk. And I personally am not impressed by tapping. The rhythmic elements and the rhythmic sense, yes, most definitely. Way more important and way more... Yeah, fruitful. Obviously, this guy redefined and really trademarked the whole tapping lead guitar approach, so you gotta give props in that regards, but I'm not impressed by tapping. I'm as impressed by tapping as I am a shred guitar, so let's just give me something that serves me and not just your own, projected self-importance.
Come back to your senses, baby. We can't come to terms. I can almost taste it. It burns. You be sitting pretty, but you try to take the fifth. Wearing out my welcome, yes, I better save my breath. Now we're wasting time. Same old pickup line. And you sit tight, but you keep trying.
Come on. The best part of that is the interval. That last note, that elevation is quite pleasing to me. Ah.
tasty. I want more. No one's above suspicion. No one's got it wired. I make with my fingers while my iron in that fire. Now we're
Patriot Dave says mankind has existed for millions of years, and I can say that I existed at the same time as Eddie Van Halen. China Shop 70 responded, Amen. I don't know why you're responding Amen. If he's talking about mankind existing for millions of years, there's a little bit of a non-congruence here, linguistically speaking. Philosophically speaking. Theosophically speaking. Let's go. You didn't see a fade out coming, did you? You didn't expect a fade out? Blah, ba, 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 da. Good tune. Good tune. I don't know whether that or Mean Street is my favourite of the first three songs. I don't know which one of the three is my favourite. Do you know what? We're upholding a great standard right here. We've got Hear About It Later coming up next. Let's keep this show on the road, alright? See you there. Yes, now, bless now, you dirty dogs! King of the Pit TV, Fair Warning, Van Halen, track 4 of 9. Hear About It Later. I bet this is a ballad-esque number. Why do I say that? Because we've had Mean Street, rock and roll. We've had Dirty Movies, rock and roll. We've had Singers Swing, rock and roll. And now we've got Hear About It Later. A little more depth to this one. What do you mean? Am I right or am I right? Little change of pace. G-Man BMW says this song sits at the top of Van Halen's work. This song was never played on the radio ever. Who cares? Nobody cares. Whether you're on the radio or not, it's irrelevant. It's politics. It's money. Whether you win an award or you don't, who cares? It's irrelevant. It's politics. It's money. Whether you win the Battle of the Bands, it doesn't matter. It's politics. It's money. The acceptance of others other than yourself is irrelevant. Okay? Everyone who gets given a good reception, everyone that stands the test of time, everyone that becomes a historical figure is down to politics, is down to social engineering, is down to a deeper level of reality that transcends artistic expression. If you enjoy the music, if you associate with it, if you see the value in it, that's the be-all and end-all. If it don't get played on the radio, that's because the record label isn't underhanding the money, payola. Or will sponsor you, or will buy advertisements, or will do charitable work. That's the reality of getting played on the radio. It's nothing to do with your music. Come on now. Come on now. Why don't I become a YouTube superstar? That's because you're not shilling for what they want you to shill for. But if you did... No gods, no masters! Well, one god, but no gods, no plural, no polyistic shit. No polytheistic shit, I should say. Not polyistic. I like polyistic ovaries. Come on. Pure knowledge tonight. Let's go. Lovely little twinkle, lovely trills, lovely legato. That's a proper heavy metal riff. Bum, bum, bam, bum, bam, bum, bum, bam. Proper. But it's hard rock, dude. It's heavy metal riffing that. Let's go. We're going back. We're going back. I never give us a rewind. We're going back. We're going back. This is the best song on the record so far. Let's go. Are we ready? About it later. I wanna hear about it later. I don't want to hear about it later. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. The pimp hand is strong. I don't want to hear about it later, bitch. Let's go. Hear about it later. I don't want to hear about it later. I don't want to, baby. I don't want to. They should have fucking pissed off that second line and they should have just sent us through a cycle. I don't want to hear about it later. I don't want to hear about it later. Just drill the line. That's all I'm saying. They ruin it by switching it up on the second with a low quality line. G says all of them were fabulously talented in their own right, but the thing I've always loved about Van Halen is how amazing they harmonized with each other vocally. I feel they featured that more than anyone else in that era. Who are you comparing, contrasting it to? The late 70s harmonies. My brother, you've not been listening to enough music. This band does not define the harmony. There are some acts out there. Bro, did you listen to... I would recommend people have a look at the harmonizations and the vocal lines depicted in imagery on YouTube, on like production software, that Michael Jackson did. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. When I think of vocal harmonies, I think of Queen. Personally. By the way, harmonies are overrated. Just give me a strong vocal line. I'm going to commit some blasphemy right about now and I'm going to say, Eddie, stop playing lead guitar. I don't care for it. Get to the song. Probably one of the more controversial statements one could make to the Van Halen fandom. Do you see that? They should have kicked into the chorus instead. We got another guitar solo. That's what I'm talking about. Van Halen could put together a good tune. They could put together a good number. The guitar solo detracts from that. I'm not pleased. Nice little blend of the rhythm there. We heard the amplification of the volume. Come on! And that's it. We've just got an extended lead guitar, noisy outro. It's rock and roll. It's good. But by not throwing on the chorus for a third and final run around, you really detracted the quality of the consistency of that song. Put the radio on, right? Pop music is psychologically written, right? With reason. Song structure is song structure with reason that I've explained 100 times before. If you want me to explain it again, leave a comment. There's a reason why we have 3 choruses, and if not 3, we've got 4 when we extend that last chorus double. We only had 2 choruses here. And we had what was a tension building bridge section guitar solo. The necessity to fly it off into space with a big fat effing sing-along to the last chorus. And they didn't do that. That is a problem. That is still the best track on the record so far. But as a consumer, as somebody who knows what they want from music, it was a kick in the teeth for me at the end. We've got Unchained coming up next, track number 5. Yes, now blessed. Now do not forget the rest. Now we're listening to Van Halen tonight with Fair Warning. This entire list through goes out to my friend Zach, who recommended this over on the Patreon. Track 5 and 9 is entitled Unchained. This has got a whopping 16 million views, so the people enjoy this one. Let's find out why. Let's go. All right, we're riffing. Give it to me. We're riffing. Someone's just completely stolen the last comment we commented on a couple of videos ago. Michael says humans have been on Earth for roughly 300,000 years. We are around for Van Halen. I feel incredibly blessed. He just completely stole that from another comment talking about blah, 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 blah. We got 15 responses because I want to hear some religious people respond to this personally. FZR says 6,000 years and zero empirical evidence otherwise. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Great song. So this guy doesn't agree with civilizations earlier than the Sumerian civilization. All right, he doesn't believe in prehistory. He only believes in what he sees and what he hears. I can't hate on that. Let's go. I agree. We are blessed by the amazing skills on the guitar of Eddie Van Halen. I think the preponderance of evidence indicates we've only been around as a species for 6,000 years, though. Hashtag come unto Christ. Here we go. Here we go. FZR says, as a species, humanity is not a species. We are literally created from dust. I don't know. I don't know the answers The use of the word literally pisses me off, though. What you want about literally? That's crazy. That's literally. We are literally created from dust. True evolution is adaptation and speciation within lines fixed by reproduction. Let's keep going. Mind Freak mocking the comment of 6,000 years. Did you really post that publicly? I do want the rest of these comments to load, but they're not, so I'm going to leave that there. But yeah. I'm not historical, and I don't know how to correctly apply the information I know to find truth within, so I don't know where we came from or how long we've been knocking around for, but there's very educated and intelligent people on both sides. Those who don't believe in evolutionary theory and those who do. The ones who do believe in evolutionary theory and anthropology and all of this good stuff, they seem to come across a little more steadfast and a little more legitimate than those who don't. But there are some very intelligent spiritual people, not abiding by a religion per se, but are spiritually minded and speak of deeper concepts, who just say evolution's a bit of a joke. So if anybody wants to add their 2 cents or whatever you call it in America down in the comment section, please do. Please do. Let's go. Robert J. Wagmeister says, this is my ringtone. When it goes off, people smile. Those who know, know. Not to the level you think. Not to the level you think.
Tonight for sure. Tell us how you do. Come on, Dave, give me a break. Hey, one break coming up. Change, nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change.
These dudes create their finest hooks. Firstly, with the riffs. Alright. Secondly, with the gang vocals. I'm not going to give credit to harmonization here. I'm just going to say quite simply the gang vocals, the emphasized vocal chorus lines. That was Unchained. I don't know whether that was better than Hear About It Later, because Hear About It Later probably had a better hook, but Unchained had a better riff. Down, 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 down and out, down. It was a proper glam riff. Really good heavy metal glam riff. Great tune. From track 4 to 5, we've really elevated the quality of this record in my eyes. 2 fantastic numbers. We've got Push Comes to Shove
I had pain.
coming up next. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Yes, no. We're listening to Fair Warning by Van Halen, not to be mistaken for No Warning, the American hardcore band. Track 6 of 9 is entitled Push Comes to Shove. Shall we? We shall.
Seem cold in here to you. Oh, man. What's there to do tonight? Anything? Give me another cigarette over here. Is there anything left in that bottle? Yeah. Here, man. Some people live apart, they break your heart so damn easy. And then one night in stunning victory, she decides to agree she's leaving. Will you ever be the same? Will you ever be the same? That's when push comes to shove. I believe it was inevitable. That's when push comes to shove. Could this be the one that got away? I get the message, guess I knew it all along. Says you're a stranger here in paradise, you fool. It seems like 40 days and 40 nights since someone used my first name, including you. Will it ever be the same? Is this the one that got Now I'm ahead of the game. Driving
Everyone in the comments was gassing that guitar solo.
insane.
Am I missing something? It's Eddie Van Halen. Like, the boundaries are pretty flipping far as what we would consider a best Van Halen guitar solo. That wasn't one of the best guitar solos we've heard from Van Halen.
Small change.
I thought the guitar solo was actually going to save that track. That was the weakest track on the record. People are saying that was Steve Vai's favourite song. Gives a shit. Steve Vai just wanks a fretboard off 24 hours a day. Who gives a fuck about his favourite? That was a unnecessary song. That wasn't that good. That was filler. That was an interlude of a song on this record. Get back to the rock and roll. If not, give us a nice ballad. It's one or the other. I'm not taking anything else. We've got So This Is Love coming up next. Yes, now. King of Pit TV, Fair Warning, track 7 of 9 by the band Van Halen, VH, not to be confused with Dan Halen. Daniel Halen. So This Is Love. Is this love that I'm feeling? The 2015 remaster. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Nice easy way to the end. Now we've got some short songs to finish us off.
Yeah, no, good side here. When my baby's on the corner and she's looking so fine. Put one and one together and it blow my mind.
Lovely guitar there.
Left to live.
Ba-ba. Love that guitar.
Instead, smiling, I hit the roof. Big double take, but you keep on walking.
I'll be real with you though. I'm not a fan of this. I know you're watching this video because you're a Van Halen fan, right? But this whole sort of Eddie's playfulness shines here. He loved to play. A true artist. What if Eddie didn't like to play? What if it was a labour of love? Well, I shot myself in the foot there, didn't I? Let me retract that. What if it was painful? What if it was a complete labour of a pain? Because you wanted to be the best of the best, but you don't just have fun and play. If you want to be the best of the best, it is a professional pursuit of hard work and sacrifice and failure. Stoic Traveller #1, you don't know that he loved to play. Like, you don't know that. You're not him. I don't like when people elevate. Look at this. Kindred71 says this album's on full blast after Eddie's passing. Eddie Van Halen was a living god walking the earth. Oh my god. With all due respect, I'm enjoying the music. I appreciate art as it is. But to call another mortal man a living god disgusts me to the highest degree. Because that's a projection of your low self-worth. Kindred71, if you were born and started playing guitar and pursued the performance of guitar to the degree Eddie Van Halen did, you'd play just as well as him. Like, that's not godlike. That's just a human being exercising their right to be whomever they want to be. I don't say this to detract from Eddie Van Halen's talents. I say this to elevate and pedestalize the natural potential of the human being, i.e. you who's listening to this. It didn't come from a godlike essence. It didn't come from outer world energy. Like we all possess this quality to become great. Let's have a look at these responses. Yeah, don't ever idolize any of these musicians, honestly. Appreciate them for who they are, but don't idolize them. They're just human beings such as yourself. And if they don't consider you, if they aren't aware of you, if they don't transactionally pedestalize you, stop fucking bowing at their feet. They're just people who are good at playing the guitar. They're nothing more than that, you know? Let's keep going. I know I'm being a little bit pessimistic and negative here, but honestly, I've got favourite artists. I like Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to talk too much about what I named this, that, and the third after, but I like particular musicians. I really liked Hendrix when I was younger. I like Dream Theater, John Petrucci and his team, and all this and that, but you come to an age where you just realise all it is that person spent a lot of time practising his craft. He's not a living god. Don't use these words to describe these people, you know? You yourself who haven't had the time to lock yourself in the room, you yourself who haven't been given the blessing of a loan from a record label to produce records, and so you have to work your finger to the bone in a warehouse to look after your family and your children and so forth. In my eyes, you're way more important and way more of a living god than someone who is a good artist. Do you know what I mean? Elevate yourself, man. Sorry, anyway, we're listening to Van Halen. I hate to get into the philosophical here. I just don't like to see men being weak, and men are portrayed as weak through my perspective of human dynamics when I see them deteriorate their own character and value in relation to elevating someone they don't even know. Like, that's crazy to me.
Once over, I'm overdone. This is love. Ooh, I need your
Stop buying music. Stop going to events. Crumble the music industry. Don't support your local venue. I am pro-punk. And in being pro-punk, I mean, don't support fuck all. Come on. Ruin everything. Ruin it all. Some powerful clapping there. I've been with producers over the years, sound engineers, who've been like, no, we can't clap, we can't click, because it sounds too weak in the mix. What you want about? This clapping on the production here is more powerful than any of the instrumentation. Tasteful. Criticism. I'm going to continue to criticize Van Halen's playing in a loving manner. Incredible phrasing, incredibly tasteful. The moment he starts shredding, it rids the emotive connection, because now I'm just listening to a guy wank off a guitar, whereas prior I could feel the stop and start and the staccato and the emphasis and the power given to every note and every vibration and vibrato, and like, this is incredibly tasteful. But then we just start shredding. I kind of agree to this, and at some point in my life, I came across a concept that you should play lead guitar and guitar solos like you were conversing with someone. Put it forth in a conversational manner. Nobody speaks 100 words a sentence within 10 seconds, did they? I think you as a human are able to translate the guitar in a more humanistic and relatable fashion, given that they perform in a more humanistic sense. As far as engagement and verbal communication is concerned. Come on now. First time we've had the guitar panned all the way over there. This is good guitar work. That's good guitar work. That last solo panned all the way to the right hand side. That was a good guitar solo. That was tasteful. So This Is Love was a good tune. Good rhythms. Good vocal line, good tempo, good beat, good pulse. Plenty to talk about. Sunday Afternoon in the Park, the shortest track on the record, coming up next. See you there. Yes! King of the Pit TV. Fair warning. Van Halen. Devoted to my good friend Zach, who recommended this on the Patreon. Track 8 of 9. Sunday Afternoon in the Park. What was that Kinks number? Just a Sunday afternoon. I knew an old guy back in the day He used to turn up to open mic events. And he wouldn't have a guitar, he wouldn't have a backing. He'd just a cappella sing a couple of Kinks numbers. And what tunes did he do? I think he did a Monkeys number. And he did a tune. Did he do Sunday Afternoon? He might have done. This is Sunday Afternoon in the Park. 2015 remaster, shortest track on the record at a whopping 1 minute 58. Van Halen, let's jump in. The least viewed track on the record at 741k views. Might be a filler. Might be a filler. Grunge fan says these guys were way ahead of their time. There's speed metal and grunge on this album about 20 years before they hit. I'm 57 and it feels like a piece of my youth just died, because he's referencing the death of Eddie Van Halen. Grunge fan 2018 says there's speed metal and grunge on this album. With all due respect to my elders, what the hell are you on about? Grunge? There is no grunge on this album. 2 replies. I hear you, man. But not a lot of people get to live on through their music. Eddie Van Halen will be known and listened to in hundreds of years from now, the same way Beethoven and Bach is still listened to. I can't deny that, but it's a bold statement. That is a very bold statement. Siberian Stuntman says, I was just about to comment that the song before this one's intro is like a classic rap beat, and this is like electronic dance music. Lol. Ahead of their time, potentially. It's not something that's come to my mind as I've listened to this record, but potentially. Speed metal, I can sort of see, but I've approached it in more so of a glam rock vibe, more of a heavy metal / glam rock stadium rock vibe as opposed to speed metal. If you fast forward glam rock, if you speed that up 50%, you'll get speed metal. Yeah, no doubt. But Grunge fan 2018 talking about grunge being on the album, something doesn't seem right about that. Here we go again. Kindred with the same comment he left on the last. This album's on full blast after Eddie's passing. Eddie Van Halen was a living god walking the earth. He was not. He was a human being. Let's continue. He wasn't. I don't give a fuck. Like, Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi and all this and that, they were human beings. They're not living gods, are they? Sick. Just the coolest intro to the outro of one of the best LP. Also, it's an intro to the outro. Okay. Someone says, put some respect on this. Thrash Addiction says, if you were there, you know. So I hope this person genuinely was there during the outcome of this release. Let's have a look at the responses. Damn right. Michael Lentini. In 1980, when I was 12, listening to Fair Warning over and over, this was one of my favourites. Old Nick says, was there as well. Harold Gardner says, my favourite album by them, very dark, rest in peace, Eddie. Martin says, July 31st, 1981, Buffalo Order, I don't know what that means. Yeah, put some respect on that. I like the old heads who were there at the time, you know what I mean, giving game on what it was like. Let's do that, but I don't like grunge fans talking about how it's grunge influenced. Is it fuck? Or how it produced grunge. Come on. On this channel, we listen primarily to 90s music due to the mass amounts of 90s heads on the Patreon. So at this point, whereas when I was in the 2010s, I thought the 90s are corny. I've been propagandized into believing the 90s were fucking sick. Because I've been listening to so many good 90s rock bands and indie bands and Britpop bands and so forth. A lot of reference to this being their darkest album. I can see so production-wise, but as far as the songs are concerned, you know, it's not a dark record. They're having fun with the record, but I can see where people are coming from, and it's fascinating to hear people reference the album as dark, but it's hardly like, cut my wrists and black my eyes. You know what I mean? It's hardly like emo, is it? Unchained is one of those Van Halen. Oh, talk about a song of the past. Wah, sounds like a vocoder. And clearly we're blending into One Foot Out the Door. Let's see what this last track has in store for us. I'll see you there. Yes, Now Blessed. Now Fair Warning is the album we're listening to by Van Halen. Track 9 and 9. I've been sipping on a couple of ciders. Had a little voddy in the engine to start. One Foot Out the Door is the last track of this record, entitled One Foot Out the Door. Sunday Afternoon in the Park was the track prior to this that we listened to that obviously bleeds into this tune. Let's finish this record off. Let go. King Seth says, if you're here, then you're a true Van Halen fan. Give some shouts out to Zach, who recommended this on the Patreon. Don't thank me, Van Halen heads, for listening to this. Thank Zach, because it's about time we listen to more Van Halen, isn't it? And I'm not a true Van Halen. Well, I must be, because I'm here. I am now officially a true Van Halen fan. Put some respect on that. Okay. Arguably, you could call track 8 and 9 like the same song. Very synth driven. It was good to listen to. I don't think it was a detriment that it was synth driven. I don't really like synths in the music in relation to a traditional guitar rock band, but I thought that was half decent, not too bad. I mean, we had a guitar solo going on from like 1 minute, i.e. like the midway point of this song, so there's a little vocal line. A lot of people calling this the darkest record, and in listening to the audio production, I can hear that to an extent. It's very organic, gritty production, but how many of the people do you think are influenced by the album artwork? Which, to the artists out there, to the musicians out there, that's how important your album artwork is. If there's one image that represents or you want to utilize and weaponize to influence the consumers of your music, pay very much attention to how the album artwork goes. I think a lot of people are influenced by the album artwork in reference to it being dark. I mean, we could talk about in the literal sense because we've got some bleak imagery here, but we could also just talk about the colorway, the color scheme, the dark tones that are being utilized. Production-wise, I do think there is a darkness to it, but then I also question, am I being influenced by the artwork? If it was like a beautiful sunset with gleaming bright imagery, would I still perceive the production of this album in the same way? That was one foot out the door. This track and the last track are a little bit disjointed in relation to the first 7 tunes. I don't think I'd remove this song and the last song and replace it with just some good old guitar rock music. But it was nice to hear Eddie have a little bit of a jam about, and have the frontman Mr. Roth have a little bit of a jam about on a more synth-based rhythm section. I'll give you one last video. I'll give you my final overview of this. I'll rate it out of 10. I'll see you on there. Yeah! King of the Pit TV. We just listened to Van Halen's record, Fair Warning. 9 tracks. Decent production. It was devoted to Zach. It was recommended by Zach over on the Patreon. Don't thank me. Thank my man, Zeddy. I've got a lot to talk about. Where I start, I don't know. Arguably could call it an 8-track record, given track 8 and 9 come together as one. Really, like, track 8 doesn't serve as an intro as it does like the actual first half of track number 9. We've listened to a couple of Van Halen records on this channel at this point. This was different. Whereas the last records we've heard, I can't tell you which ones we've listened to. We've definitely listened to the self-titled, and I don't know what the other one was, if not the other two. Like, we're still upholding a great tradition, which is relatively short records, which I think is optimal. I think all of the bands that have stood the test of time to like a ultra degree have been those who have put 8 tunes out. Between 8 and 10 tracks. 30-minute to 35-minute records. I think that's optimal. I think the test of time and my pattern recognition is giving you some good game there. That's optimal. Concentrate all your energy into that space and it'll work. People have the time to listen to your records, and you have the potential to not spread yourself too thin as an artist, and you can emphasize what you're worth into this valuable space of time. In relation to the other Van Halen records we've listened to, I think they were a nice and easy sugary rush from the get-go, whereas this one's a little bit more of a slow burn. This one's more of a, you need to visit the record time to time. It's a little bit more of a creeper in relation to, you know, the nice easy bubblegum that we've got prior. I think this is more of a acquired taste. I think this can compete with the earlier Van Halen records that we've listened to, but you need to listen to it 1 or 2 or 3 times to really garner an understanding of the record, as opposed to just being sold full force by a hook and a chorus and a guitar riff. With that being said, there are some good riffs and there are some good guitar lines. The best guitar lines are like any other Van Halen, are like any other heavy metal, are like any other basic, simple, i.e. Unchained. Everybody gasses and everybody raves about Van Halen's work, in particular Eddie Van Halen and his guitar work. the numbers still show that simplicity outweighs complexity. People want to hear a catchy guitar line. People want to hear a good melody. People want to hear something they can tap their toes to. Everything else is a bonus. If you can't give the people that, then it's, not optimal. I'm not impressed by the guitar solos, never have been. Not necessarily in relation to Van Halen as an act, but generally across the board, I'd rather hear a riff. I'd rather hear a tempo. I'd rather hear a solid structure, and I'd rather hear a harmony and a good soundscape before anyone just playing a lead guitar. I don't care for that. So as far as the lead guitar on this record is concerned, I'm not bothered. But the rhythm guitar was good, tasteful. I made a couple of comments in relation to me placing Eddie Van Halen within the same categorization as Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, and how they were just not... Now, I'm going to sound disrespectful here, and I don't intend to be so. They're not the tightest guitarists, but what they are fluid. They've got incredible space to maneuver. They're not tight because they don't have to abide by the rules and regulations of timing, because they're so comfortable and calm that they can ease in and out of a tempo, and they can perform and play in the way they need and want to be, because they have control over their instrument and performance. That's the utmost compliment I could provide in that relation. So I think Van Halen, or Eddie Van Halen, isn't it weird how there's two Van Halens in the band, but we always just refer to Eddie? What an upstanding performer, right? Very good, very good. Vocal performance was okay. It wasn't the best performance I've heard. In the past Van Halen records, I've really propped up the frontman, saying, wow, what an underrated frontman. Why does nobody talk about this guy in relation to the other frontmans? In this record, the vocal lines are outshone by the gang chants and the harmonizations during particular choruses, which enhance great hooks, great melodic hooks, great choruses. As far as verses are concerned, and actual lyrical content, don't give a hoot. Drumming is okay. It's forgettable. Bassist plays a good part. Bassist has to, because if Eddie's flying left, right, and centre, we need a good, strong, firm foundation for the bass line to uphold the foundation of the act and the sound we're hearing. So I got to give props to the bassist. A lot of people in comments saying underrated and we need to give props and all this and that. Realistically speaking, as much as a good job the bassist does do, they're not the most expansive and creative of musicians. It's primarily root notes and just holding the tonic of the chord, but, well, the root of the chord, not the tonic, but you know where I'm coming from. The root of the key, whatever. The bassist in that regards does the job perfectly, upstandingly. In relation to the rest of the band, the bassist arguably is the most important part. I'm not going to lie to you. If the rest of the band wasn't very talented, then overall it'd be a shit band. But considering the band is very good, the bassist might suddenly, subversively become the most important component, because whereas everyone's doing their thing and this and that, we're losing the foundation because everyone's so pushing of the boundaries and sort of trying to uphold the standard of each other, that the fact that the bassist remains in this stable position and doesn't try to adapt to the energy that surrounds, bassist might be the most component of this band, most important component. Holding the foundation, holding the chord progression, holding the intervals, holding the foundation of the songs we're listening to. I gotta give respect to that. Rating this record out of 10 is going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. I was going to cop out and say, well, compared to the other, we can call it this and that. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna cast judgment as if this was my first time listening to this. And with all due respect to the Van Halen fans, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it a 6.5. As I said, this is an acquired taste, and I believe if I listen to this 1, 2, 3, 4 times from here on, I'd probably rate it a little bit more. Best track, probably Unchained. Best hook, Sinner's Swing. Sinner's Swinger's got 2 choruses, if I remember correctly. If they upped that to 3 choruses, that was probably the best song on the record. Last 2 tracks, too experimental. We're pushing the boat out too far. It's unnecessary. People don't want to hear that. The view count showed us we don't want to hear that. So imagine if we replaced track 8 and 9 with one song, and that song was of the equivalent of the better songs we know Van Halen to be able to produce. Then I would give this record a higher rating. It could completely shift the geography of what we're experiencing. I'm signing out on that note. Peace. Goodbye.